Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Draw with T / Draw with Tay. Today we are returning to gesture drawing. I don't know why I keep saying we. I mean, I guess I am kind of assuming you're drawing along with me, but maybe also not, because these episodes are pretty short. I mean, I post the time it takes me to do these sketches, and it's usually like 30 minutes at the least, unless I'm doing gestures, and then, like nearly an hour. So it would take like 4 or 5 of these episodes playing for me to draw one page along with it. Anyway, but I kind of talked about the whole draw with me naming thing in another episode. So again, this one technically isn't a speed draw. It's playing at 100% time, speed, whatever you want to call it. And I'm just basically, I'm on a website. It used to be called Pixel Lovely, I think, and it's now kind of changed its name. If I remember, I will put a link in the description, and if I've forgotten it, comment and let me know, because I sometimes forget stuff like that, and I'll update it and I'll add it. I'll add the one that I use. Basically, it's just a database of. If you don't know, it's a database of pictures of people that have been taken for the purposes of drawing them. Some of them are better than others, and basically there's a function that allows you to cycle through them. You can pick if you want them to be nude or not, male or female, whether you want to do like a 30-minute classical session, or just kind of have unlimited timed figures. Really good if you're doing the 30-second gesture drawing. I tend to do 1-minute gesture drawings. They just look a little better. 30-second I find is really, really fast, and it's okay, but I don't know. My preference just tends to be the 1-minute mark. You can get kind of some details. You can kind of get a little bit of muscle definition. Actually, here I'm doing these smaller ones a little faster than that. That's actually another reason I tend to prefer the 1-minute ones. When I do this quite often, I'm quite confident, and my figures tend to get quite big. Unless I'm doing the tiny ones like here. I tend to do the tiny ones when I just haven't done it in a while and I'm not feeling incredibly confident. This was, again, another warm-up. I was going to do an anatomy page, but I didn't have the time, so I thought, well, I can at least do some gesture drawings, I know we've covered it before, but like I've also said before, I'm basically looking to record almost every page of my sketchbook number 32. Just, largely for myself, because let's be honest here, I'm not getting YouTube famous any time soon, probably never. So, I just want this for myself, and also, I don't know, maybe there'll be some great niece or nephew or somebody who, wants to see my stuff, and, that it's pretty cool when you can see stuff done by somebody, when they're no longer there, or, when they're much older. I'm probably gonna forget what I was at, in my youth, as it were. So yeah, also, this is not something you do once and then you move on. This is something I used to do before every drawing session. Before I started doing the anatomy studies. If I was doing that now, this would probably be, episode 10 or 11 or 12 of these gesture drawings. So, to be honest, I don't know if I would record them if that's what I was doing. Despite me saying what I said earlier about, you do this more than once. After 10 or 11, I would just have nothing to say and be like, hey guys, look, I'm doing these again. I've told you everything about them that I have to say, so and after a while the poses become very similar. I know I've been looking for another website, because these poses are so familiar to me that it's sometimes I get this sort of artificial speed just because I've literally drawn this one woman in this one pose 20, 30, 50 times over, and I'm not even exaggerating, right? And I think at this point I suddenly go bigger, and that's kind of that point where I gained a lot of confidence in my drawing. And that's kind of that's the point I want to hit when I'm doing these before I do other art, is just that point of confidence where I'm, it's coming easy, or it feels like it's coming easy, and I'm just not afraid to throw down some lines. Ideally, if I've done this often enough, I move a lot faster than, not faster than this, just more confidently. Like how I'm drawing these feet here. They don't look the greatest, but it's like, a couple lines and bam, there's the thigh, and then suddenly there's a knee, and then bam, the whole lower leg, and then kind of a foot. And then I'm done, and then I move on. And that's not really the greatest figure, but that's kind of what I'm looking for, just that ease of throwing things down. And I feel like I used to draw these better. I used to get good line of proportions with the hips and the shoulders, nice counterbalancing, but ultimately, when you're doing 30 or 60 second gestures, they're never going to look perfect. Quite often, too, some of the best gesture drawings I've seen done by professionals, they'll, the torso and everything will be very well done, and there'll be the one arm that's very well done, but then you get down to like one leg, and it's literally just a line, if it's even there at all. It's like a line in a triangle. But they've still captured so much more than what I can capture, and that's that movement, that sense of, just that sense of a real person moving in space. And that's kind of what gesture drawing is. It's not about getting the bicep correct. It's not about getting the details correct. It's about getting that sense of movement, that sense of character. It's about capturing what's there in the small time that you have and having it seem convincing. And when you can do that, because you're basically training yourself to know this library of poses, or how the human body poses in these certain, or how the human body poses, or how the length of the arm tends to be in proportion with the length of the leg. So it teaches you that, and it means that later on when you want to draw your own poses, if you've drawn hundreds of people running, then you're probably gonna come up with something from your imagination a lot better than somebody who, just hasn't done it before. It's really important to do if you want to draw people, it's really important to do gesture drawings. And if you want to draw lots and lots and lots of people, like say, storyboarding, animation, it's very, very, very important to do. At least I think so. And that's obviously what all my teachers have said. If somebody thinks otherwise and can has good proof otherwise, please chime in. 'Cause, I'm interested. Sometimes every now and then I'm like, they told us we have to do this, but do we really? To be honest, I don't want to put a lot of time and study into testing, whether certain things need to be done or not in the art community. Do you need to study this or that, regardless of what you want to do to get better in general? I don't know. But I do know I don't have much time, so I'm just going to use my time to draw what I want to draw, which is griffins and stuff. This is just a random side note, but we go back to episode 1 and look at how long that pencil that I'm using once was. I normally don't chew through a pencil this fast. Part of it is I've just been sketching a lot more lately than I have for a bit, so I've been really using up this pencil, but also it was shattered near the end, so it's a lot of it just kind of went in the trash, you could say. Apologies for the few gaps. I have a cup of hot peppermint tea that I'm sipping on because my throat's gone a little bit hoarse, and I don't want to do this episode audio in multiple batches, so I just kind of want to record this one, and my voice is sort of going, well, not my voice, my throat's going a bit dry, so hope you guys excuse that. Sketchy sketchy video, a little bit of sketchy audio. I think it kind of goes, well, rough audio, I should say. It's not really. I think it sounds really, really good. I'm actually kind of interested to see how it sounds with me having a little bit of a dry throat. That's just kind of what comes with recording kind of maybe too many episodes at once, is I use out my voice. Peppermint tea is really, really good, by the way. It's I like it. Some teas I have, they've got this lovely description, and then I sip them, and it's like, wow, it tastes, it smells delicious, but not a whole lot of taste to it. But peppermint tea, you can always rely on good old peppermint tea to have quite a strong flavor. Yeah, so here I am getting near the end. It doesn't take long to fill a page when you're doing 1 minute gestures. It's basically, quite literally, 1 minute per figure. So if you draw big, that's, you can fill up a page in two minutes if you're really, really big. Or you can take 20 if you draw them really small. It's just kind of, I don't know, it's up to you. It's good to do a variety, I think. I often think, I should try doing some figure drawing on some big old newsprint. Like, those massive, massive pads that they used to have on, like, school easels. Am I aging myself here? When they actually use paper in schools? I'm assuming they still kind of do, maybe not. But, yeah, I've got a couple of those, and I've often thought, well, maybe I should do that. But that tends to work better drawing from, like, real life, like having a real model there. It's kind of hard to size up a small image on the computer to a massive, several foot by a foot and a half of paper with an easel in front of your monitor with a piece of charcoal in your hand or something. Yeah, grainy images and stuff sometimes pop up, and it's not always the greatest. Yeah, I do advise if you want to improve your figures, definitely get some life class lessons. My city is a big city, and it used to have one society running figure drawing classes, and I counted too hard on that being there forever because it had been there forever, and it recently is no longer there, which makes me sad because just as I was literally about to join, they weren't offered anymore, which, sucks. So yeah, if you've got that, go for it. Anyways, we're near the end here, so I'm gonna, show you guys a close-up of these gestures. Not that you really need to see it. Anyways, hope to see you guys in the next episode, and have a good day or whenever the heck you are watching this.